How the heck are you, everybody? I'm Fastidious. Welcome to my channel, and a third welcome in 4 days to Alaril. We are doing our final phase of Styx. We're doing this duo progression guide, mini little pump up sesh or punch up sesh, whatever you want to call it, to improve my teams. How you doing today, Alaril?
Hey again, glad to be here, and glad we finally reached Styx.
Absolutely.
Let's deal with this beast.
This is a fun one, guys. And I will say, this is one that I put no work into yet on the new one. I threw a team together that I thought would get out of a lot of hits. So you'll see the team I was using. Alaril, you can take it apart, give me suggestions, whatever. I just kind of threw it on auto. I did one manual run. We got A+. I said, all right, that's good. We'll revisit it when it's closer to ending. And as you guys can see, we're in the home stretch. So I'm hoping we'll release this video tomorrow, so people will have about 3.5 days left. I'm hoping this will maybe be the thing that gets people from that A to A+, or S to S+, or maybe SS+ to SSS, right? So without further ado, let's get right into it. You can see this was the team I was running, and I will say there's going to be immediate room for improvement, because even though now it looks like this is a fairly built team, you can see Calypso still isn't 6-star promotion. She is now. We just filmed this off camera. But when I ran this a few days ago, whenever it came out, my Valeria was not max promotion, my Calypso was not max promotion, they weren't max level. So in that time, we've improved the squad. What do you think? I know you have one suggestion you've mentioned off camera, but without further ado, the floor is yours, my friend.
Yeah, sure. There are some heroes which definitely should be here in the team. First of all, it's Setram. He is absolutely a key hero. He could be replaced by T0 for players who don't have Setram, but it's like early game replacement. T0 is quite good. She was buffed a bit, so she broke these shields quite enough.
Mm-hmm.
Quite okay. So if you don't have Setram, definitely use her. Another hero is Calypso. Finally, she shines.
Absolutely.
Somewhere. She shines mostly on her Awakening 5, but even without it, she's quite good. Yeah. And as absolutely pay-to-win version of Calypso, if you're super lucky and you have Pretus, you just finished your game,
Totally. The broken god.
So, yeah, these three heroes, Setram, Calypso, and Praetus are like the best
staples
for this one.
Yeah, I'll show people the rankings. You'll see they're kind of unmatched. So you can see, so these top guys, Boomer and Ron, just don't have Praetus, but you can see Praetus, Calypso, Setram, Praetus, Calypso, Setram, Praetus, Calypso, Setram, Praetus, Calypso, Setram. But yeah, so basically they all have just the highest quantity of hits. And that's kind of what it's all about, for just eliminating that shield and then really getting the bang for your buck in that vulnerable state. That's so much improved this time around. So, all right, so we've got two big staples for me, and I'll say three because we need Elwyn, right? There's no way we can do this without Elwyn.
Actually, after we closed these slots with shield breaking, there are a lot of options we have now.
Okay.
So basically, it's around 2 heroes you can use. You can use Elwyn, and the better version of for this slot, Rage
Leia.
Regen. Yeah.
So
that's
for me,
a question I have for your spreadsheets for your heroes, just because I have questions for Leia and Pretus, who are pretty low. And actually, guys, if you somehow got Leia and you think she's just like mediocre because, for example, she's awful for the second codex, for this codex, she's OP. Because in this codex, you don't need a constant rage regen help assistance. You need just a little bit, and Leia provides this, among with a lot of damage boost.
Absolutely, yeah, because for this, guys, you get a huge amount of rage after you break the shield.
Yeah.
So you kind of just need to get topped off, and that's what Leia's going to do. I also want to address, it sounds like you're referring to our tier list rankings, and that is because we released those before the updated Styx. So it was all theory crafting. So as I said, at the end of every month, we will revisit that. So if we look at our calendars, it is January the 18th, which is the middle of the month. So in about a week, we'll take all the formal suggestions. We'll do a stream. This is a nice little plug for my tier list and why it's going to be the best tier list in the game. We'll have a live stream where we workshop everything, we update it, and then I will release a video at the beginning of the month with the updated, improved tier list based on what has happened and what has developed in the previous month. I'll show you right here just with Leia. You're going to get 10% rage for all allies, and that is going to be enough. That's sufficient. Afterwards, 1% rage for them every 2 seconds, lasting for 10 seconds, so another 5%. Does not affect the hero's rage. When you combine that with some of the damage increase stuff she has, she's the top option. However, Leia is the rarest normal summons hero in the game, coming in at, I believe it is 0.66% or 0.6% chance. Morgan and Leia are actually rarer than the other normal non-exclusive lords, so I don't have her. I don't have anyone really. I just got Morgan early on, and that's it. So, for my account, tell me, sir, what shall we do?
Elwyn is definitely will be the hero to choose.
Mm-hmm.
After that, you can see, according to the rank of damage dealers, Silas is like the best for this one. Yeah.
I can show people that too. Silas is just the damage he puts out is on another level. This is just another level.
And the last slot, you definitely would need a fighter. Last 2 slots, 2 fighters. So non-magic fighters, just because Styx has 100% magic resistance. So 0-2 will go and have some rest.
So the question is, I was bringing Falcia because she does hybrid damage, and she obviously is extremely fast. I can get her down to like a 0.7 second interval, and she's got a big burst on her ultimate that does 10 hits, right? Do you think she's a good choice, or should she get on the bench and we should think about someone else that might bring more damage? Because she's not actually putting so much damage out. She's mostly there helping me with the shields.
Sometimes you have like the only choice just because some heroes are better than Falcia, like Arrogance and Wrath and RD, but their ults are not controllable. And this is crucial for this codex.
Totally.
That's why we must be looking for the hero which ult we can control.
Manual ultimates.
Yeah. For example, Valeria is a perfect example. The best example is Salazar. You can see all top 100 will have Salazar. Like
I don't have him.
90%. Yeah, same for me. So even if I'm giving this advice, I'm using Arrogance with a weird strategy of calculating his rage regen placement. So that's for nerds, but let's stick for the general strategy. So for your team specifically, if you have enough speed on Setram, Calypso, then maybe you can spare Falcia for Constance, and this will be just fine.
So the thinking here, right, is we're going to do Constance and we'll build her with attack speed so she's getting hits out, so she's still helping, but then we're also going to get a big boost from her 45% inspiration, right?
Yeah, for this codex, she's mainly a Dolores.
Yeah, I think that's actually, we talked about this off camera, I think that's a great idea, because I was able to take a handful of shields down, and honestly, if I had just more damage, but I had basically I had like 300k damage out of my Calypso, if people can believe it. I actually can probably show you if I go to battle record, just because I did all speed on Calypso, and she was like 2 stars of promotion. She had like 1700 attack or whatever it was, so you can see Calypso 165k. So Falcia was doing 100 times more damage than Calypso. So that's an immediate possible gain for me. So I actually was getting the shields down the first bunch pretty well. So I do think Constance is going to be a nice choice for me. And then maybe to some people obvious. To me, it wasn't surprising, but it wasn't obvious. So I think maybe this is a boost. So I would love to try this. I want to quickly talk about one thing. If people are wondering, someone in the chat, we're live on Twitch right now when we're filming this, was asking about, is there a replacement for Calypso? Kind of no. Like we said, Tazero is a great option as well, just for quantity of hits. Yeah, or Praetus if you want to go super, super Kraken, or you've been very lucky. But you can see, if you get Calypso A5, you get an extra Seal Stone. But even if you don't have her A5, once you've got this ultimate triggering many a time, you're going to have 4 other Seal Stones. At A5, it's 5 other. So that means every hit she does is actually 5 hits. And then if you have her A5, it's actually 6 hits. So it's pretty tremendous. I'm pretty lucky to have her A2. I think her A1 is really powerful because it allows you, each Soulstone hit is going to give her some rage. It's going to allow her to cycle through her ults more and get more and more and more Soulstones up. And then when you have more Soulstones, the more rage is produced, and so on and so on. So that she's just a great option, a great normal player option if you are lucky to have her. Any final thoughts, or should we get into gearing?
Yeah, sure. there is one thought, one main advice for all progressing heroes. After you try this codex, you must find your balance between shield breaking and damage dealing. Just because these two heroes, Setram and Calypso, they are more likely to be shield breaking with a lot of attack speed, sacrificing all your damage abilities.
Totally. And what people can see here is I did 3 attempts ever on this since the rework. You know, I did it on stream a few days ago, fairly mindlessly, just to get a number out and get us some ancient summons that we could pull by getting some coins for first clearance. And you can see I did get some nice damage out of Setram just because he's cracked. Yeah. But you can see with Calypso, it was just how much attack speed can you get on her, and she did absolutely nothing. Now what we're going to try to do is find that balance, because I know there's no question I left DPS on the table, and this number can go up a lot. So on that note, man, let's get into some gearing. All right, so we just had a pretty nice re-gear. I think my gear came out all right. I'll just quickly show everyone what we did. So for Setram, we went Infernal Roar. If you could get a Soulbound Arcana set, it would be better, which might seem counterintuitive for Setram and for Calypso and for Silas in general. But you want to explain why Soulbound Arcana is going to be the best choice specifically for Styx Codex, Alaril?
Yeah, just because they will ult more than 5 times, and they will ult quicker than usual, because they get a lot of rage regen.
Totally.
So 5 stacks of Soulbound Arcana will go faster than usual.
Yeah, it will come up pretty quick. They'll get the max benefit. So you can see, we'll get to Silas in a second, but he will basically, for much of the fight and a lot of the important moments in the fight, will already have the 50% boost, which is obviously better than a 40% boost. So let's go to Setram. We'll show him off. We went Infernal Roar. We're trying to get him pretty fast. I wish I got him slightly faster, as you guys will see, but we did pretty well. And then, yeah, we went Infernal Roar, and we went for some Annihilating Might. If I show you here, we got to 15.5 attack, which is solid. You can see here we got 1.8 seconds. If we could have gotten 1.7, I think it would have been fun. But that's fine. Over 300% crit damage and a nice chunk of rage regen, since Setram's one of the ones with the more expensive ult. For Artifact, we did go Oblivion Pendant, as you had mentioned, would be a great choice, Alaril, and I was lucky enough to have mine with an extra one that I got from Nightmare Void Rift. Onto Silas, we geared him next. He's just our big boy damage dealer. We wanted him going quick, we wanted a lot of damage, and we kind of accomplished that with this Soulbound Arcana set, some of my better gear on my whole account, and this Warlord set, also some good gear for my account. 12.5 attack, 1.1 second interval. A nice solid 1.0 would be fun, but it's okay. Crit capped with 347% crit damage. No rage regen, but we don't need it. We have enough from the Pantheon, and then the extra stuff we'll get from Eloin, and then the mechanics of the stage. For Artifact, I finally have a maxed out Spirit Siphon, so that is what he's wearing. I guess while we're here, we can go straight to Valeria. She's wearing a Wailing Skull. I think this is a pretty obvious choice, right, Alaril, just for getting extra hits?
This artifact is okay for her for any type of content, but this codex requires this skull to help her get some impact on shield breaking.
Totally. Yeah, because she'll summon her little Komodo Shadow Guardian guy, and those will count as extra hits. You can see we went Soulbound Arcana again. Not my second best set of it. This one's not that great. This one's a lot better. This one's kind of solid. And then you can see some nice Annihilating Might as well. Attack speed is a bit low, but it will be sufficient. She's got 1.8 second interval, some nice crit damage, crit capped, and then a nice smattering of attack, over 21k. That is the Crystal of Violence. On to Eloin. For Eloin, we don't need so much healing out of her. Basically, she's there just for her passive, which I do have maxed out. And yeah, an Invig set, so we'll be careful where we place that. We'll place it on Silas, obviously. We have another Invig set, as you'll see in a second, with Constance. More on that shortly. And she's wearing the best Euphoric Orb on my account, because a little attack speed extra never hurt anyone. So, going on now, who's remaining? Calypso. This surprised us, right? I think this Calypso build turned out pretty well, right?
Yeah, it's perfect. Yeah. Even with a broken set.
Ooh, we got a little dust we can spend on her, too. So yeah, it is broken set, but somehow we got some nice. So anyone that saw my other stuff, or you saw the number 165k damage or something, she'll do a lot more now, because I actually did some damage on her. So 12.4k attack, 0.9 second interval, and you said a great rule of thumb, Alaril, was a 1 second interval or lower, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, so we were able to pull that off just barely with that 571 total, and she actually got over 300% crit damage. And then again, we don't need the rage regen for all the reasons we've articulated. It's just going to come up naturally so quickly, especially when you have her A1. And then I'll just show the gear. We got this one. This is a very, very nice ancient piece, one of the best breastplates on my account. And when you go broken set, it's nice. It's a lot easier to find good stats, right, when you go broken set. So there we have it. And she's wearing my normal Spirit Siphon.
Perfect.
I'll take perfect. That sounds very good. And then finally, the last one, and this is who we're really excited about, is Constance. You want to explain Constance here, Alaril?
Yeah, she's mainly a Dolores, melee Dolores.
Mm-hmm.
She boosts with her ult, and she gives an Envig buff on heroes, damage dealers. So you wanna have an order of placement for heroes to give to your two main damage dealers 2 buffs of Infiguration set. So
Absolutely.
Take this into account.
So yeah, we got her just less than 15k.
15k. That's awesome.
Pretty awesome, and we maintained the Invig set, and she even has a little bit of attack speed on her, so 163 additional, and that got her to 1.6 seconds, so she'll help a little bit with the hits as well. We went Keen Wisdom. There are some great new artifacts that we can discuss in a separate video, but you really need high promotion on those, right, Alaril, for those to outrank the Keen Wisdom.
Yeah, definitely. Just because Keen Wisdom applies to the whole attack, not just a base attack. That's why percentage is really important here.
Absolutely. So, moment of truth. We got to think about our deployments. I think the first thing we have to think about right before we head in, I predict Silas, well, I guarantee Silas will be our top damage dealer. I think Setram will probably outdamage, be this number 2, right? So we need to make sure that that's where the inspo buffs land, right?
Yeah. So I'm guessing that Silas and Valeria should have this one.
You think Valeria will do more than Setram? That's fair.
I think she will do just because Setram is mainly used for his ult during the shield, and during the shield you make no damage, deal no damage to the boss, so that's it. But he has like the better gear on him, so that's kind of sad, but we have to sacrifice 2 heroes, Setram and Calypso, in terms of damage dealing.
Yeah, you need to be very endgame to have perfect gear and perfect speed and so on and so on, perfect sets.
Yeah, right. Late game players, there gonna be no sacrifice.
Yes. So let me hop in here. I'll do the deployments. If I make a mistake, you just let me know and we'll restart it, all right?
Sure.
All right. So the 2 invigoration sets, just to refresh people's memory, are on Constance and are on Eloin, so we want to make sure we get that correct. So I think I will go like this. We will go like this. We will go like this. We will go like this, and we will go like this. How does that look? So we got Invig. We can heal Setram over here with the Wood Elf. What do you think?
I think there is some place for replacement. Sorry for my...
Tell me.
Yeah, you can switch Valeria and Constance, just because Setram and Calypso under Constance will give a little bit extra damage.
Oh, good point.
Now you can't reach Calypso or Setram.
That's a great... Oh, right, I can't reach Calypso. Is there a way, actually, we could do it where she reaches everyone? That's a great point. I wasn't thinking about Constance's...
Yeah, you can switch places of Valeria and Constance and place
put
Setram
here
on the right.
Yes, okay. See, I knew I'd make a mistake because I'm rushing. I need to focus. I'm rushing and you're Russian. All right, let's do this. Let's go like 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 this. And let's go. Much better, right?
You will be cut on memes for your last on this.
Well, you can see here, memes aside, everyone's in Constance range. We got the buff on Silas. We got the buff on Valeria. Let's do this thing, right?
Yeah, please press the stop button, pause the video. Here, there is one tip. If you have like a great geared Silas, you can ult him and Valeria right now.
Okay.
Just because, yeah, sure. Just because they get extra 1 turn with Soulbound Arcana, so it will charge faster.
Great point. Yeah, we need those up as soon as possible. Because, yeah, we'll get the max benefit after the 5th trigger sooner now, because we got to do the 1st trigger soon. Might as well.
Here, you want... Okay.
What? We're gonna have plenty of time, right?
Usually, when you are a mid-game player, you can break this shield without Setram.
Sure, but he's gonna be back up, isn't he? Or no, he's not. I thought he's gonna come up soon enough. Or no, we're gonna have to start over.
Yeah, but there is some min-maxing here also.
Tell me.
Right now?
Yeah.
Okay, so now you're dealing nothing. Don't press any out.
I wasn't gonna. I just did it to slow it down. Yeah.
And just go on straightly to the shield.
Yep. Yeah, you guys can see Setram because you get the big rage boost after you break the shield. So this is how I got used to doing it, because he's already going to be ready.
You're now sacrificing a bit of time for your later boosting.
Okay, so you're saying because now I'm doing it slightly later than I would have liked to, so I should do Setram now, but I could have done him earlier if I hadn't used
Let me explain the logic.
Sure.
First, when this codex was released, everybody thought that it's wise to use your ultimates when you break the shield.
Yes.
And still, I think the majority of players think so. So the truth is quite the opposite. So it's better to use your ultimates at the very end of the shield, just because you are always ready for damage dealing right after the shield.
Yeah, if I can interrupt, I don't think that's true. Like, I think most people think you should do it at the end, because now there's a vulnerable state and people want to take care of, take advantage of that, you know?
Yeah, maybe that's also true.
Yeah. So what I'm thinking I'm going to do right now when I continue is I'm going to trigger Setram right away, so he's already getting ready to pump into the shield, and then we'll trigger everyone else when there's like 30 points left on the shield or something, because they need time to load up. Does that sound good?
As for Setram, like two ways. If you're just progressing, you can do this way you just described, like constantly ulting on the shield. If you're a player with a good gear set on Setram, and you have a lot of players who can help you with the shield breaking, you can calculate the time when you can use Setram in the middle of the shield, so he can break it and deal some extra damage as well.
Totally. And this is a reason why the Oblivion Pendant is so strong, right? Because you can kind of do the best of both worlds if you have that. So tell me, when do you want me to trigger it? Once the shield's already up, or what?
Based on like mediocre results, you can, I get it. You can start ult Setram before shield starts, after you get 20 stacks, 200 stacks on the shield. Sure. Before that, you can use Setram
as a DPS.
in the middle of the shield, then a slide earlier every other shield appearance.
Works for me. All right, we'll keep it on 1x just so it's perfectly clear on what to do for everybody. So normally I would do it right around now. We're not going to do that. We're going to wait till it's about halfway through, just like you said, and then I'll do it.
Basically now you're using Setram, and at the very end you're using everybody else.
Yep. All right.
You're just a bit slower, but that's fine.
You are going in today, huh? Getting a little too comfortable in these videos and these streams. Hey, that's a big number, though. You know, Constance is really doing her job. That's really good for the first shield. Much better than I did last time for anyone who saw the stream a little while ago. So that's very nice. All right, so you can see everyone kind of comes back up pretty quick. Valeria needs a little love, but she'll get it right after we pop the shield. Setram, you said a little bit earlier, so I'm thinking we do it right about now. How does that sound?
Yeah. And Fastidious is lucky and wise enough to have some extra rage regen on Setram, which will help him a lot. That's fine.
Now you see, as soon as the shield pops, Valeria will be ready. Good stuff. Get some healing just in case. Might as well do this.
Yeah, that's a maxing strategy to be ready with Valeria to ult during the shield ending.
Totally. Yeah, so this is like our first run, so we're going to have to work out some kinks, but you can see we're off to a pretty good start. We're already less than 200k away from what we did on my lazy try. I'm thinking I'm going to pop Setram right away. Or nearly right away. Let's go. Yeah, let's go now. Probably going to do Silas a bit earlier as well, but you can see, look how Setram deals with these shields. Setram and Calypso, look at how many hits. Yeah, I'm more speaking to the viewers, but it's amazing to see what these two do, and I actually kind of love the symmetry from the right side to the left side. It's just like it's amazing. Let's trigger. Let's wait. All right, let's trigger.
And
now Valeria will pop. I'm very curious. Oh my god, we didn't get it. Oh, yikes.
Just a bit slower.
Just a bit slow. So there we go. You know, I'm not at the point to do this super amazing min-max yet. However, there was some very promising stuff there. Let's run that back, and we're definitely going to beat our top numbers. So let's hop right back in, and I have a pretty good sense of what to do. Let's go in here. Yeah, I think we were being a little too aggressive, a little too greedy with our Setram. I think that's honestly what it was. So we're going to go maybe to more of the mid-game approach that you described, because apparently I'm a mid-game player now. We'll put Valeria down here. We'll put Constance down here. We will put Calypso and Setram. Let's 1x this.
So now we're using
trigger.
sales.
Trigger and trigger. Trigger. I'm also going to do Valeria a bit earlier, I think, so she has a bit better cycling. I wasn't loving her cycling, and this is why you guys don't be afraid to grind this out several times. You know, everyone's account's different, so you can watch a guide, you can get expert advice from Alaril, you can get decent advice from me, but it's not gonna cut it until you've gotten into your own account, right, Alaril, and you've actually done some nice testing for yourself.
It's all individual.
Because everyone's Pantheon's different, everyone's exact gear is different, everyone's awakenings might be different, or, you know, there's skill ups, there's a lot of little things. So my Valeria isn't max skilled on her ult, we still need one more skill there, so the skill cost is a little off, right? So there's a few little things, like if I can get that skill up, which I probably will by the end of the event, you see it will be certainly an improvement. All right, so I'm going to go for Setram already, right around like the 2/3 mark. Let's go here.
For the first shields, you can wait.
Just, I think it will help me a bit more for the later shields with this the way my rage regen works.
You can use now Valeria and Silas. And as for Setram, why I'm keeping using she for Setram? I don't know.
I mean, it's just a robot. I don't even know if it has a gender.
Yeah.
Huh?
It will be ready whenever you're gonna use the ult with your rage regen.
That's true. Yeah, that's a great point.
Even if you have no rage regen at all, with Elwyn.
Well, you got to see here though. It's like basically ready, but because the breakdown period is extended as well, you can see he is actually a bit late. So I think maybe just for my specific account might not be the case. I'm gonna trigger him already. I'm also gonna trigger Valeria right around. You can use these numbers as your guide as well. Right around 50. We'll do Silas right around 30 or 25, and let's trigger Constance. Pop off Queen. Let's go. All right, so this is now we're getting to where we were last time. Damage is looking very similar. I think we're going to do Setram basically close to right away, because you guys can see I was slightly light. Hopefully this is the remedy. I think it will be, because I was actually quite surprised we didn't hit it. All right, let's trigger him right away. We're going to get Valeria. Maybe we'll shoot for around when we go under 100. I'll use that as a little marker. We can do Silas a bit later. All right, now it's looking much better. Come on, come on, come on.
So every shield you want to use Setram earlier. And for the shields after 200, you better use Setram earlier than even the shield.
There's an S, baby. Sorry to interrupt.
Yeah.
Nice. Awesome. So we're definitely going to keep this on 1x, and now I'm just going to do the ults pretty close to right away, at least for Setram and even Silas, because my Silas has the attack speed boost, and I think we're going to need it. So we can trigger Setram early there.
For 99% of players, you want to use Setram earlier than shield appears after you reach S.
So let's see if we can't get it. It's going to be very close. If we can get this, we're looking at S+, and we're going to get it. Let's go. Let's go. Come on, Alaril.
SS at minimum.
That's S+. So yeah, guys, this is what it is, right? We did the first attempt, and it was like, I'll leave it in the video, you know? I'm not going to pretend we just instantly got SS. Look at that, SS. You did this amazing advice, Alaril. Thank you. I appreciate you being harsh with me, because we got a beautiful result. But you guys could see, we did one attempt, we learned some stuff, and now we're doing better. And I bet you if we're not gonna, because I don't have the time, but if we did it 5 more times, it would get better and better. At least we would learn more and more and work towards an eventual improved result, right?
Yeah, this codex is much more different than previous two, just because here it's all about timings, and that's it. For the first codex, it's mainly about specific heroes. For the second one is special gearing for healers, and this one is just about timings.
So I don't know if we're going to get this, but we're certainly going to try. And you can see we're going to be a bit short. So we were about 40 short, but hey, I don't mind SS at all.
You can try once again on auto, posing Z right at the very end, and out with Setram a bit earlier, just because he constantly boosts his attack during the ultimate, so he will be ready with the max attack speed for the shield.
Good
so
point,
maybe
yeah.
like 5 seconds before the shield notification, the first
Sure.
bar.
Yeah. So let's do that quickly now. Let's look at the stats, and then I'll throw an auto. I'll put that on like 12x speed, and we'll hop in just before that final shield. But you can see Silas doing some big boy numbers, Setram really holding his own, and then Valeria. So this is actually, I was right about something. I had a feeling we would want to buff Setram. In part because I did know my Valeria is not max skill. We're still 2 skill ups away. But yeah, Setram really surprises me, especially in an Infernal Roar set. Ever since I put him in an Infernal Roar set for Guild Boss, he's really improved. And you can see, look at that difference, right? My Calypso literally did 100 times more damage than she did last time. She did 160k, now she did 16 million K. 16 million damage, not K. So she did 160k, now she did 16,000k, right? So there you go. I say, yeah, let's do what you said. We'll fast forward through it. We'll take a little peek and see if we can't get SS+, but I'm super happy with SS. I'm super happy with top 1%. And you can see if we break that shield, we will get SS+, because we're only 100,000 points away. So we're going to throw it on auto here, and we'll fast forward and see. Okay, so I just paused it. We just ended the auto a couple seconds ago. You can see we're about to break the last shield that we broke last time, and now we're just going to be very conservative, I guess, in terms of approaching the shield early, or maybe aggressive in terms of we're just going to trigger as soon as we think we can maximize hits on shield, give up some DPS. But if we could break that last shield, you can see how close we were to S+. So there we go. Oh, the guard is there. Okay, let's 1x this. So there's our SS again, and basically as soon as these guys are ready, especially Setram and Silas, I will be triggering. Bit of a cooldown here, but here comes the rage building. I'm going to leave this on 1x, so this is going to be our big attempt. I will also say, because we did the auto, we didn't change the inspo placement, so there's some extra damage I could do by placing Constant's inspo on Valeria, instead of on Valeria, placing it on Setram. So that's something I can do, and I will do in the next coming days. Might wait to do another push on this until I get max skill ups on my Valeria. But okay, let me focus.
You can use Setram already.
We'll use him right now. So he's shooting this way. He's shooting like already. So he's completely geared up. I'm going to do Silas, honestly, already. We'll do Valeria a little bit later. And this is basically, I'll know how good a shot we really have. And we'll see. So it was at 41 last time. I mean, even if we don't get it this time, I'd love to see if it's less. And it looks like it isn't. It's like exactly 41. 38. Oh no, 17. Pretty good.
Yeah. You can use Setram a bit earlier, even.
You think so?
Yeah, definitely.
Okay. We'll
like
do it.
A couple of seconds earlier.
All right. We can just cut that part then, I guess. And but it is better. Okay. Yeah. Yeah, you're right, because he's ramping up, right?
Yeah.
All right, let's do it one more time. All right, so we are actually 2 shields before right now. So what we do is we trigger Setram right away. Let's get Silas going, because I have him A1, so I get that 100 attack speed boost. And if we don't get it here, we know we're just a bit off, and that's fine. But this should be the best we can do. So you can look at Setram and Calypso go, just coming at him from both sides. Let's see. It's definitely looking better. Will we make it? I don't know. We got it.
Come on.
That was on 1. Oh, did you see that? That was on 1.
So close.
So close. Well, you know what? I think that just shows people the min-maxing that will go into it. It literally was down to 1 or 2. So with some more tinkering, we will get it. So that's pretty fun. And it's pretty exciting. So I'm happy with the SS, and certainly I think we can push even higher. Thank you so much for joining Alaril. I really hope this helped a lot of people. And yeah, you're gonna have to tinker with your own account, but you can see, if we had another 30 minutes to spare right now, we would get it for sure.
For sure, SS Plus is 100% reachable.
So guys, you heard the man, you heard Alaril say SS Plus was 100% reachable, and SS Plus we did reach. So I got 1.65 million. I'll show you guys how we did that now, and I actually think we might be able to do slightly better. So what I did to get that improvement was I increased the attack speed of Constance. We lost a touch of attack, but when you count it as 45%, it really wasn't much. It's like everyone's getting like 100 less attack. Maybe, I mean, even less. It's in the tens. You know, it's in 2 digits, not 3 digits. We brought it down from like 14.9 to 14.73 thousand attack. But we did get a lot more. We got about 100 more attack speed. So our interval dropped 0.3, or I think it was actually 0.4 seconds. So that helped us. On top of that, we switched one piece onto Setrum that's not as good in terms of DPS. It has less crit damage, but it does have some attack speed. That brought him down to that attack interval of 1.7 seconds, where before it was at 1.8 seconds. So the deduction now is 1.8 as opposed to 1.7. So he's just that much faster, and that is the difference. And then the only other thing is on Constance, we changed the artifact. So we lost a little bit more of her attack, and thus the attack she shares through inspiration. We took off the Keen Wisdom, and I put on this new artifact, Soulbane Rosary. I got it promo 2. This gives 50 more attack speed, so she's even faster. So she's like 150 attack speed faster. She's gonna be like 0.5, half a second faster. It's a difference. It's a significant difference over a long fight like this, and the long duration the shields are up. It is only 10% increased attack as opposed to 16, and that's what we get with the maxed out Keen Wisdom, but still I think it is worth it. We do get slightly better flat attack from the main stat, so it's okay. And yeah, I'll give you guys a little peek behind the curtain. I've been trying to recreate this run for, I'm not joking, 2 hours and 15 minutes. So if this video is coming out late, that is why. Just for this tiny addendum at the end, just because I wanted to show you guys that. Turns out I got on the phone call with Slicks. I was on the phone with Mike for a while. We were trying to figure out, and then with Slicks, and he's like, did you check your gear? And I said, yes, I double checked. He's like, let's triple check. I triple checked, and I found out Silas was not wearing this gear. He was wearing this random set I put on Ardia, this broken set, and that was the difference. So we're going to hop in now. I'll show you the change we're going to make, 2 changes we're going to make that I think are going to lead to more, hopefully a better result. Number 1 is going to be that we did, from doing the summoning I did during my stream, I maxed out the skills of Valeria, so her ult is slightly cheaper. That doesn't really matter, but we did get this. We've got a cooldown reduction per attack on the plunging slash, and that's going to be quite nice during the ultimate. And then also, I noticed from my good run, my SS Plus run that we did on stream as well, you guys can go watch that if you want. I go on a little rant about summoning during it. As you can see, Setrum actually out DPS Valeria, and this is with Valeria having the Invig buff, not Setrum, so we're going to switch that. Those will be the changes. I'll just show you the setup. We'll make it to like the first shield, then I'll fast forward to the end when we reach that final shield that we were having trouble with before. We'll take it down, and then the final shield that I can actually take down, the one I got stuck on before, we'll take it down, and hopefully we have a nice big number. At the very least, we'll get another SS Plus for you guys to see. So let's hop into battle. The instant change you'll see is we're going to place Setrum, then Constance, then Valeria, as opposed to placing Valeria, then Constance, and her getting the Invig buff. Everything else will basically be exactly the same. So you can see here with Silas and Elwyn, now Silas has the first Invig buff from Elwyn, then we will do Setrum, then Constance, and you can see now Setrum has the Invig buff. Now we can put down Valeria, we can put down Calypso, and we're kind of off to the races. So let's throw this on 2x. First part doesn't really matter. We'll just get our triggers out, and we'll do a little bit of Constance as well, a little bit of Setrum. And that's basically it. Now we can settle in. I'll do all the other same things as you saw before. Again, the only change is going to be this Invig buff on Setrum, and hopefully slightly increased damage on Valeria. Maybe less comparatively to the last one because she doesn't have Invig, but relatively to what her baseline is because we have the full skill ups. So the first shield's coming up now in just a moment. We'll fast forward towards that last tricky shield, and hopefully we'll have a nice big S plus number to show you guys. Alright guys, so that was the last shield before the super tricky one. You can see the damage is looking pretty nice. We got S+, hopefully we have SS before we reach there. So as long as we take it down, we'll be guaranteed that SS+. TBD if the damage is going to be higher than the one I did on stream earlier. There's the SS though. So basically what it's going to do, the way I time this out, so normally, and I was just talking with Slicks about it, we actually came to a similar conclusion. It's nice to trigger Silas's ult at about 40 hits left on the shield because it has like a load up animation. I do Valeria at about 50. If I can get it that close, it goes down so fast. 1x is your friend for this stage. However, for this one, I'm actually going to trigger Silas, like, so he's got his ult going up as the shield goes up, because I need every last extra hit I can get for this shield, and Silas, because I have him A1, gets 100 additional attack speed with his ult, so that should get him down 0.2 seconds less, so, you know, a nice chunk faster. He'll be, what, 1/6 faster. He'll go down from 1.2, or 1, I guess he's 1.1, but he'll go down to somewhere in the 0.9 to 1 second range with that extra 100. So there's the swing. That's when I trigger Setram. Silas, he's loading up. Basically, as soon as he's ready, he's going to go. Like, just about there is good. Rest is normal. Valeria doesn't have any kind of attack burst or something that I need, so I'll save her for her normal spot in the 50s. It's going to be super tight. It's actually the third time I'm trying this since you saw the little intro I did for this end section. But there's Valeria at like 50, and let's see, can we get it? And we just got it, baby. Let's go. Throw that on 2x. Hopefully we get a bigger number, but honestly, it is what it is. I've been trying to film this because of my silliness for so long, man. You can trigger everything now. Nothing matters. We have no shot in heck at the next shield. Let's get that 1.6 at least. And you can see it's going to be very comparable. This last bit really doesn't matter. I missed the shield by between 50 and 70. So see 80 there with no rev up. Constance holds on, but there you go. It's 1.63, I should say. 1,638,141 points. There we go. That's our SS plus. I actually don't know if this beat my record, but I do think this is a cleaner run. So I think what I'll do is probably save this as my auto and just run it a bunch more and see if I can't get a slightly better score. But quite frankly, it does not matter. How funny is that the last shield is 420? If I can't tell you one thing though, let's let that score load in, and I will save the auto like I said. I think it's slightly less. Let's see, so that's 1638, and I think it was nearly the same. That was 1650, so, you know, we're talking 12,000, less than 12,000 of difference. There's your damage. Silas at 114 million, Setram at 68.3, Valeria at 51.7. So yeah, actually we lost more from Valeria than we gained from Setram, so maybe I'll have to go back to the way it was before next time. I've had enough sticks for this rotation. But I do think this is the cleaner run. But there you go. That's how I did it. Oh my god, the amount of min-maxing that goes into this is a ton, and you can see even with the better score, we're still over 200,000 points away. So no triple S for me this time, but maybe next time. Back to my farewell, or thank you to Alaril. Thank you guys so much for watching. This was a doozy. Thank you, Alaril. Thank you guys so much for watching. I'm really happy with how this one turned out. This was a lot of fun. If you like my stuff, like it, comment, subscribe. Be sure to subscribe to Alaril. The link will be in the description and the top pinned comment. Share it with your mother. We'll see you in the next one.
Fastidious.